Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel for this episode 5 here on New Frontier with me, Farmer Murphy. Well, it's November 3rd, last day of the month. It's 3:30 in the afternoon, and the reason I'm bringing you in now, there is one more thing I wanted to do this month before we go to December, and I thought you should be along for that. Here you are. I have the time down at 0.5. I just put it down at 0.5 because I did a masterful version of this, if I do say so myself, of this recording. Only I forgot to hit the record button. So this time the record button has been pressed, but I just turned the time down so we didn't run into darkness, so we can get everything done in the light. And our money is at 43,614. Now I did a fair bit of logging again. Let's jump in the old girl and get her fired up here. I don't think as much as I had taken on the previous save. Remember, we had to go back in time and all these trees magically reappeared. So I did attack them, but I think there is probably one load less I took out of. Oh, look. Stump I missed. Oh, would you look at that. Anyways, as I was saying, I think there's one load less out of here than I had before, just because of the money. Last time I got up to like 130,000 and something, and this time I actually, when I stopped, I was at about 115 or so. So obviously I've spent some of that here this afternoon, and I'll show you what on here in just a second. So, but I'm just about done down here. Once I get this area kind of evened out, basically this little knob of trees sticking out here out of the way, then we're going to move to the back by the cow pasture there and start logging off in the area I want to put the feedlot in. So just going to square this area up, in other words. And this spring we're going to put a couple fields in here, crop field and a grass field. That is the plan. Now I'll show you what I spent some of the money on here. You just run up the hill. You might see it peeking through the bush there just off to the right, but possibly. Now we got to swing around this hole or we'll launch ourselves. But I put in our goat pen, and here it is. Now I did try a few different locations, but this is the one I like the best. I was aiming for 51 or 50 goats, I should say. I ended up with 51, so I was pretty happy with that, actually. We are just using still the in-game fencing. I will at some point remove that fence and have my own custom fence in, but there's not quite decided yet how I'm going to do that. Here you can see our cattle pen. It's definitely going to get a custom fence around it, but I haven't decided if I'm going to make the gate or basically the entrance to our goat pen through here along the edge of this fence or in the way we came, and that'll determine where I need to put the gate and that. So I'm just going to wait until I kind of get that settled, but at some point we will do some custom fencing. Now, we are just going to run goats in here, and the reason for that is we want the goat milk. We are going to have a few dairy cows. We're not going to go crazy, but I watched a video from Driver 53, and actually, while I'm yakking here, I can be running down here to show you this. And it was on the dairy, is it worth buying? And depending on the products you're running, the payback can be somewhere in like the 6 to 9 month range on the large dairy. Is quite a bit longer on the small one. So we want to have enough cattle and or goats that we can get that kind of 6 to 9 month payback. So I'm thinking we'll probably need in the 100 150 to maybe 200 range of cattle, and then the goat milk is, or goat cheese, I should say, is really valuable. So I figure, somewhere around 50, and I'm just picking these numbers basically out of thin air. I haven't done any testing or anything on that. It's just kind of what I'm thinking should work out pretty good. I did move our bales here, and as you can see, our grab is sitting there. I used that for the first time actually, and what was cool about that is it was really easy to do in cab. Like the only downfall is you have to have some space in between your rows so the grab can open. But I was thinking that would work really good if we were to get an auto load trailer and then use that our tractor and that grab to run around and pick the bales up and just treat the baler or the bale trailer as an auto stack. Like if you follow my channel, you've seen me do that before. It would work really good for that. Now, last episode, I just edited here the other day, and I realized I forgot something altogether that I meant to mention in there. So I'll have to catch up with that. But last episode, when we started, our house needed 4 wood beams, 4 pallets, 4,000 liters. So we did put those in, and then after the episode recorded, it wanted 1 more pallet of wood beams and then 3 bags of cement, which I did off camera. And now it's calling for 4,000 liters of planks long. So we have 2,000 liters or 2 pallets here in stock. So I will get those delivered, and I'll turn our sawmill back on. Right now it is turned off. It does have some wood in it still, and then when we sleep overnight, we should probably have our other couple pallets available that we can throw in there and to continue to get our house going here. I think it might have been the chimney that was built with cement, I believe. But boy, she's looking pretty good. So we are going to rent that. Where the heck did I leave my truck? Over here. We're going to rent that animal trailer again, and we're going to go get our goats. And I think maybe 5. We'll grab 5 young goats. Kids, I guess they're called when they're newborn like that. So I'll get that trailer rented. I think we'll use our pickup truck. It should be able to handle that job just fine. And I will meet you at the store, and I will show you something I bought there as well. So I'll catch up with you down at the store. Well, as promised, we're back down here at the store, or the pickup point for the store at least. And I had to do a switcheroo on the truck because our old International would not hook up to that trailer. So I had to grab our new truck. And here is the purchase I mentioned. This came up in the used market. It was 63% off. Just cost us a little over $6,000. Now, we don't need it right at the moment, but we certainly will at some time, so I thought that was a pretty good deal. We're going to need to haul some wood chips here at some point, and I think we probably have enough wood chips already that it would pay for the trailer. Well, actually, you know what? We don't need to guess. Let's go in here, take a look at time-saving stock check, wood chips. Oh, yeah. We have, at peak price in January, we have $12,000 worth already. So, yeah, I guess that'll pay for the $6,000 trailer for sure. So, yeah, that was a really good buy as it turns out. So I picked that up, but we are going to head to the animal dealer here and grab us some goats. So I will meet you there. Okay, we have arrived. Let's get ourselves some goats. What the? Oh, yeah, gotta move across the top. Forgot. Just for a second there, I thought maybe this trailer wouldn't haul them. But no, there we are, goats. We were going to get 5. How much are they? $200. Let's get 10. Let's get 10. Now, I'm going to get all juveniles The reason being is, just finish this up here. We're not going to put the dairy in just on the strength of the goats themselves. Now we could sell the raw goat milk, although you can't sell it on this map or basically any map unless you have a modified sell point. And in fact, even the sell points that are available now in Mod Hub, most of them won't take it. But my buddy Jack Sarge, he's building a goat empire on this map, and he wanted to sell the raw milk, and he is asking me if I knew of any mods, and I couldn't find any, but he ended up making one and he sent it to me. So we can sell raw goat milk if we oops, what happened there? Soft spot in the road or what? Suddenly ran out of steam. So we can sell the raw goat milk. We don't have to have the dairy, but you're going to have to have a modified sell point to do it, which we do have, and we will put it in if we need to. But anyways, that's a short story long. Why we're just going to go with the juveniles for now, because we've got time. We're not quite ready for the goat milk. And like I said, it won't be worth putting in the dairy just on goat milk alone. We need to have our dairy cows in as well. And then we can justify the cost of the dairy. But this will get our goat herd started. We're going for a cattle empire, but not a goat empire. So we're not going to add any more goat capacity. At least that's not my plan. You know what? We're going to jump in cab here. Oh, I'm impatiently waiting for my new farm stick. Sorry about that. I'll try probably cut that little piece out. So if you see a little jump, it was me slicing out this farm stick going nuts again. Hopefully it'll be here soon. What's annoying is it happens intermittently. Like you can use it for a while and it'll just be fine, and then usually when you're recording it decides to go nuts on you, of course. Boy, I am going to be disappointed though when I don't have that to blame for when I make mistakes. That's not I'll have to own them then, won't I? Oh, that's rough. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking we'll come up the other way, although it wasn't a heck of a lot smoother. Poor little guys will be glad to get out of there, I'm betting. Grab them all this time, move them to husbandry. Yes, sir. You know, I don't mind the in-game fencing. The only thing is if they put a gate in it. That's the most annoying part. Let's go. So we can take a good look at these little guys. They are kind of cute little buggers, I must say that. I think goats are pretty renowned for being escape artists. I don't know if that fence there, it might hold them when they're little, but I don't know if it actually hold them when they're larger. Actually, is there a door in here? It doesn't really look like it. Now, I don't think we need to do anything for these guys. Let's go in and take a look. Yeah, on meadow grass, they should be 100%, although as soon as I put that in there, I would have thought that would have bounced off. It did not, because otherwise it's just grass, which we don't have. Actually, we do have. Our bales now have not fermented, so they are just grass. But this is the meadow grass that the mod puts down, or the animal pen puts down, so it should be fine. I thought when I put the cows in, it jumped up immediately, but maybe I'm mistaken. But you know what? I think I'll do it off camera, but I'll grab one of our bales. They're grass right now, and I'll throw it in here and just hedge our bet there a little bit, just in case there's something glitchy with the meadow grass. So I'm going to take care of that off camera, like I said, because I got to switch implements around. I got the log loader on right now and all that good stuff. And I will catch up with you next month, and I'll show you what we're going to be up to then. So we'll see you in December. Well, good morning and welcome to December. It is 8:30 in the morning. You can tell by the way I'm dressed, we are going to do some logging. But first, I was magically transported down to the store this morning. I wanted to show you this. This Samez tedder came up for sale in the used market, only $7,000. And I thought for that price, couldn't go wrong. I know we don't need it right now, but we are going to have dairy cows at some point, and we're going to need hay for TMR. So I picked it up while it was cheap. But yes, as I said, I'm in my logging gear, but Farmer Murphy has had enough of the old chainsaw logging. So I have leased this. I ordered it up and they had it delivered, so it was sitting here for us this morning. And we're going to go to town with this. If we actually go in the shop though here and we take a look at this guy, if we go to lease it, we'll see I don't. All right, the lease money is $23,000. I was going to show you that, but that's what it is. So basically, what it means is one trailer load is going to be required just to pay the lease costs on this. If I can fill up 2 more trailer loads in the hour that I have it, then I've broken even compared to using the chainsaw method, because the chainsaw method, basically I can do 2 loads in a day. So if I can do 3 with this, I'm even. If I can do more than that in an hour, I'm ahead. So that's what we're going to find out here. I'm going to jump in this and drive it to the farm. I am going to cut down enough trees, hopefully, to load the trailer up. And that's where I'm going to bring you back in, simply because I have never logged on PC. So I'm going to do a little practicing. And hopefully that way I don't make as a big a fool of myself as I have done sometimes in the past. So I'm going to do 1 trailer load as a practice run, and then we'll bring you back in and do some loading, because I have not actually logged with using my farm stick at all. So we're going to give that a try. But just before we do that, one piece of business. If we go in here and look, I'm thinking that my goat pasture might be glitched, because overnight no meadow grass has shown up. Now the only other thing that possibly could be is it needs to have mature goats in there. I wouldn't think so, but basically it's still at 0. But you can see the grass is at 100%. What I did is I just I did try 2 things. I used power tools and spawned in a grass bale, but unfortunately I couldn't get a grass bale to go in. So then I filled up our trailer, and that worked. And it took 1 trailer load plus just a tiny little bit. So the grass bale and the little extra grass went in our cow pasture. I don't feel bad about that, because our meadow grass pasture should be feeding them. So we might do that going forward. Just carry on and spawn grass in to feed them, because we shouldn't have had to provide any feed for them. They should have been able to use the meadow grass that was there. Now, how do I lift this thing up here? No. Well, you know what? I'm going to leave you there. I will meet you back at the farm, and I will have figured out how to run this thing with my farm stick by that time. So we'll see you in a little bit. Well, welcome back. It is about quarter to 11. You can see the trailer is nearly full. I have room for one, maybe two logs on there. I have lots of logs still laying on the ground. I wanted to make sure I had enough to make a load, so I could get an idea of how long it was going to take. And I have 0.2 hours on the harvester. So I thought I'd bring you along here and see if we can load up this last log. Now it relies pretty heavily changing the view on the farm stick, so you may or may not get to see this. I'll try not to change the view too much, so hopefully we can get through this. But I was impressed. There we go. It's a little slow to react there for some reason. I was impressed with the tree harvester, but I'll talk some more about that in a minute. I did want to mention, I don't know if I finished my thought down at the store before I abandoned you, but what I was trying to say is I don't feel bad about cheating in the grass to feed the goats if that's what I have to do, because they should be able just to survive just on the meadow. So if the meadow is glitched and not coming in, I'm not going to lose too much sleep over that. Oh, hairs. Now, as you will see, actually I need to swing around, so please behave, Mr. Farmstick. If I had a little more reach, I could probably get some more logs on here, but it's about the best I can do with this little guy here. Now, I didn't cut any trees to length to put here in the truck, and I don't think I'll bother because this isn't the process I'm going to go through. What I'm thinking I'm going to do is put as many trees down as I can, but I don't want to do this right here. This pile is pretty bad. The one I had put over there wasn't as bad as this, and I realized for picking up with the way I'm doing it, that is not helpful. I'll actually use super strength, I think, and straighten that up. But I actually, when they're kind of lined up, I can pick up 2 logs at a time with that little grab, so it's not so bad. On Silver Run, when I was doing a lot of tree harvesting, I was pulling everything out of the bush with a winch. So, and that always lined it up nice and neat for loading, so I didn't worry about it. So I just didn't think about it here on here. But let's get this guy fired up. Now, as it turns out, when I was doing this on console, I found that out of cab was the way to do it. But I actually think it's easier here on PC to do it in cab. I tried that out of cab at first, and then I thought, well, I'll just give it a try and see how it works in cab, and actually I find it works really well. We're getting it lined up. The only trick I found, especially in groups of trees like that, is I want to have it in reverse already, so as soon as I cut I can lift and back up so it doesn't get hooked on the trees, because I have had a little fun with that, because if you're a little slow it falls down in amongst the trees and then gets hung up, and then when you try and cut it your harvester goes for a ride. But yeah, I'm going to cut them all to 6 meters and then just load them up, and then I don't have to worry about, well, what stacks are 6 meters, which ones are 4 meters for the truck. I'll just keep throwing the little guys on and on the truck, and then fill the trailer up, because I thought the loading might take a little longer because they were in a stack like that, but actually I think it went a little quicker. See what I mean? The tree stays standing, and at least you avoid some of those. What I'm going to do is I am going to drag this a long ways back, because after I'm done with you guys, I am going to cut a whole bunch down. So based on what I'm seeing, what I think I'm going to do is at the beginning of every month I will lease the harvester, and I will do 1 hour of harvesting, then I'll return the harvester. I'll pick up all the trees, and that'll be the logging for the month, and I'll just jump ahead. Because if I worked on this, I mean, I could do a lot of damage. I could take a lot of trees out in a pretty short order with this machine here. And I don't want to deforest our entire plot in just one winter. I'm just dragging these back out of the way. I suppose. Whoa, what the heck? What is going on there? Unbelievable. I mean, there's always got to be some crazy thing happen. It's like it was hooking in the ground. That's what happens when it hooks on trees. Oh my god. Sometimes going through life with the name of Murphy is, it does get on your nerves. I hadn't had that happen before. Now I am gonna. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, look at that. Got a little friend on board. I just wanted to see where the other log piles were so I didn't back over them. I don't know if I can get our little friend out of there. It might take super strength to get him out. Yep, it is going to. Oh, that's right. I can't see it with this on here. So it's 11 o'clock now. I'm going back inside where I can't see that kind of craziness. Now what I was doing is, going forwards again, is right about now, and actually I think I will do, is when I jump out and take care of the stumps. So hopefully I don't end up leaving too many behind. So what am I going to do with all my money? I mean, we should make a fair bit of change between the selling of the trees and the sawmill. I do want to pay off the lease, at least on the truck. I wouldn't mind putting a little bit down on the loan, and then the rest I will bank up for use in the spring, because we do want to get a couple fields in, so we're going to need a planter and a roller and, you know, all that good stuff. And of course I'll keep an eye on the used market, and if I can pick any of that stuff up used throughout the winter, I certainly will. Now, which one of you guys is? Actually, this might be getting pretty close to as far in as we want to get here. Now I've got lots of room here to drag them out and drop them in their little individual piles. When we're working in the back there, that might not be the case, although we have that one area that's fairly open, don't we, that we could drag them into. I think you can come around to this side. Whoa, goes going a little fast there. Maybe. Oh, I'm dropping that right on the edge of that pile. I was like, that's the only disadvantage of boating cab. I don't know if there's any mirrors in here I dare move up that are useful. No, not really. So we're at 0.3 hours, and I'll bet you we've put, oops, I bet you we put close to another trailer load on the ground already. This is the only part where a guy's got to be careful, because you could run into your piles and make a heck of a mess too. Let's just shut it off there and like survey the damage here. Yeah, I would guess that's pretty close. We got 2 of those trees. Well, with the trees we cut down previously, easily have another load on the ground, but we probably cut down a load together there, no problem at all. So it definitely is going to be worthwhile. Like I said, in the hour we have it, that's 3 loads. Just trying to guess here. That's pretty close to 3 loads on the ground now, and we're at 0.3 hours. So let's say we can do 3 loads, be 6 loads in an hour, I'm going to guess, pretty easily. Yeah, I think that's enough money every month. That's basically 2 loads a day. Now, some of that, of course, will have to go into our sawmill for wood production. But still should generate us over 100,000 a month, I'm thinking. Easily. Probably between 120 and 130,000, I'm going to guess. Take these stumps out. Oh, I put those other 2 pallets of long planks. You know what? It's a bit of a run, but I'll leave you there. Let's just check what's going on up at the house and before we sign off. So I'll see you up there. Well, they've just about got the roof on. They went through those long planks pretty quick. The roof was less than, maybe it was half done when I put the other batch in, but it's just about processed it all now. It's only 370 liters left to go, and it'll be the next item that we need. Pretty exciting. Don't know if it'll be done before the snow flies, but they're sure making good progress. But I think I will leave you there, guys. That's maybe a tiny bit shorter episode than what we've been doing, but all I'm going to be doing from here on in is logging, and you see how that went. But I will carry on with that. Like I said, I think I'll limit myself to 1 lease a month. We are going to want to look at, let's take another look at these little gaffers while we're yakking. We are going to want to look, I think, at buying one of those eventually, because our entire property is covered with trees that we need to get rid of. At some point, it's going to make sense, but right now, we're just going to have to lease it. If I could borrow half the value of it, then I'd probably buy it at that point, but I wouldn't want to have to borrow the entire amount. Yeah, these are kind of cute little buggers. Really curious why this pasture portion isn't working. It's working fine on the cow one, but anyways, we've got a fix for it. There's not even that many trees. Sorry to get sidetracked here. I think is there only... Yeah, there's literally only 2 trees in the pasture. Oh, look at this little guy. I found himself a little hidey hole down here. Oh, well. That's why I like this spot. It's kind of uneven and, makes a good natural pasture, like with land that would be difficult to farm. Oh, there's 1 tree here, so that makes 3 trees. Anyways, I'll quit waffling away here. I will leave you there. We'll see you in spring. We'll be ready to make fields. Like I said, if I get equipment that I can buy used, I will buy it. I probably won't bring you back in for just that. I'm suspecting we're going to need to put furniture in our house. I have not yet decided if we'll buy a carpentry. I think we probably will. So I might do a short snippet of that and then tag it into the beginning of our spring episode. But really, I am going to leave you there. And if you're still with me, I really appreciate watching. If you haven't already, I encourage you to hit that like and subscribe button. And if you want to see when other content like this lands, hit that old notification bell. But for this episode here, finally, it's over. Take care, everyone. We'll see you next time.